Good morning, students. Today we are going to start fifth chapter of the literature, that is a farmer's greatest treasure. Okay, so see, with the title only, it is clear a farmer's greatest treasure means the whole story is about the farmer. Okay, so here in this chapter there are two characters. The first one is Moshe and the second is Esu. So Esu is the son of Moshe, and Moshe was a farmer in a village. Okay, and the story is took place in the Japan. Okay, it is a Japan's story where Moshe is one farmer and his son is Esu. Okay, so basically what happens here, there was a one village in the Japan which was suffering from the hungerness. Okay, every person of that village was suffering from the hungerness. There were no food. All the uh, all the agriculture were just it was just all dried. The wheat and rice, there were nothing to eat for them. They were living on the liquid item only. Okay, so just everyone became so weak, and their faces was also so dull. So what happened, even the farmers have eaten all their wheat, means there were even no seeds remaining for the future, so that they can sown up the seeds, and the new uh, yeah, there were no new seeds to sown up for the new crop. Okay, yeah, so this story is all about this thing, that a village suffering from the hungerness. Now let's come to the story. See, we are hungry. What shall we eat? There is nothing anywhere. All over the village people were in distress. How gaunt and haggard they had all become. With drawn faces and trembling legs, they walked around digging for roots, searching for wild berries to control their hunger. So, see, here the story is starting from the same, the hungerness. So, see, first of all, the first sentence is, we are hungry. What shall we eat? So, they are asking about there is nothing to eat anywhere. Then, see, all over the village, people were in distress, means they were so in stress. How gaunt and haggard they had all become. Gaunt means very thin because of lack of food, means they become so thick. And haggard means looking ill or tired because of worrying or suffering. So they were looking so, their face was not a happy face, it was a tensed face, we can say. So see how gaunt and haggard they had all become. Means tensed people, we can say, with drawn faces. Drawn faces means face that looks tired and ill. So they were looking so ill, है ना? And trembling legs. Trembling legs means shaking legs. They walked around digging for roots, searching for wild berries to control their hunger. Now even they were forced to eat the wild berries, है ना? Because there were no, as I told, there were no food around them. See, it had been such a bad year. Just when the whole wheat was ripening, yellow and tall, it had rained heavenly every day. Means when the time came for harvesting of wheat, uh, the rain came. Okay, although the farmers tried to save all they could, much of the golden wheat had turned black and rotted away. Golden wheat means the that was full ready. So that had rotted and became black. But when it was time to plant the rice seedling, now when the time came for the rice seedling, so the rains stopped completely. Means, as we know, because for the wheats, when the time came for the harvesting, no rains are required, and for this and for the rice, heavily rains are required. So when the time of rice came, the rain stopped at that time. Not a drop of a rain fell. The tender green stalks shriveled up and insects ate up the rest. Okay, means whatever the green tender was there, that also eaten by the insects. Now see, so when autumn came, there was neither wheat nor rice in all the village for miles around, and the people were starving. So people now were started starving. Starving means भूख के लिए, है ना, भूखे हैं बहुत ज़्यादा. In one of the worst affected villages, they lived a farmer affectionately called Mosa Sen. Okay, so see here, Sen is a very respected word in the Japan. Okay, uh, it is used in the formal and informal speech for any gender, like we are saying na, Mr. or Miss. So there in the Japan, it is saying the Sen. Okay, so see, Moshe Sen, he, his wife and son Esu tried to manage as best as they could. So here the entry of Moshe came and his son Esu. So they were also trying to live their livelihood. Now one day Esu went inside their empty barn that once used to overflow with grain, searching for shovel to dig for roots. मतलब कि जो that Esu went one room, we can say the store room. So where earlier there was the room was full from grains, but now no grains are there. So he went for searching of shovel, है ना. See, he looked here and there, but not finding it, went further inside. Groping about in the dark, he suddenly stumbled against something large and heavy. See, he was searching as there was no lights, so he was groping. Groping means जब अंधेरा होता है तो अपन छू छू के सब चीज़ें टच करके देखते हैं. So he was doing the same. So suddenly he found something very large and heavy. Ara, what is this? He cried, astonished on discovering a big full sack. Opening it, he pushed its hand inside. मतलब कि suddenly he find a one big sack, मतलब एक बड़ा सा बोरा filled with something. Okay, see, wheat, wheat, he shouted, thrilled and amazed, as large grains of wheat slipped through his fingers. मतलब कि उस what was the in that sack, that was sack was full of grains, wheat grains, मतलब कि गेहूं पूरा भरा हुआ था उसमें. Now see, father must have forgotten that he had a huge sack full of the finest wheat stored away in the barn, thought a delighted Esau. Now we didn't go hungry, at least for a few days. Oh, what a feast there will be tonight. Now he was thinking that maybe father has kept these grains and he forget. So I can take this to the home and we can eat this. See, oh, what a feast there will be tonight. मतलब आज कितना अच्छा खाना बनेगा. Esau ran to his father. Now he ran towards his father. Father, he shouted joyously, I have found the sack of wheat you stored in the barn and forgot. Let's grind it at once. We can eat well for some days at least. So here the Esau was trying to say his father that we can grind this wheat, मतलब इसको पीस लेते हैं पूरे गेहूं को और हम कुछ दिन तक अच्छा खाना खा सकते हैं. Moshe sprang up quickly. No, no, Esau, not that wheat, he cried, pulling his son's arm. Means Moshe was trying to say, you don't have to do all this thing. Why? See, listen to me. No matter what happens, the grains must never be touched. I had deliberately stored away my best wheat to be used for sowing the next crop. Those are grain seeds, Esu. Means here Moshe is trying to convince Esu that you don't need to grind this wheat because we will sow this wheat seeds for the next crop. Okay, so this is for the storage, not for eating. But stammered Esau as tears of hunger and disappointment filled his eyes. Father, other farmers have eaten their last grain. Why can't we eat our instead of suffering terribly every day? He wept. Means while crying, he was saying that every farmer has eaten their last seed. Means now even they are not having a single seed for the next crop. So why can't we eat? See, that is all the more reason, my son, for not touching it. So this was the main reason because every farmer has eaten their last seed. So now in the village, no one is having for the for sowing the next crop. So Moshe is trying to save all these seeds for the next crop for all the farmers of the village. In short, he is helping everyone in the village by keeping himself and his family from starving. See, that is all the more reason, my son, for not touching it, said Moshe softly. It will be a far worse calamity than this famine if the fields of all farmers lie fallow just because they have no wheat seeds to plant. So here, calamity is an event causing a great damage or disaster. Fallow means describes a field that is not planted with crops. So as you know, everyone has eaten the seed, so the field will become a fallow, right? These are not just seeds, Esu. They are a farmer's greatest treasure. So, see this line, the title of the story, seed is not just a seeds. Seeds are even the greatest treasure of the farmer. Right? मतलब कि खजाना होता है farmers का. Okay. If a farmer robbed his own treasure, what would remain for him? मतलब कि जब अगर फार्मर अपने ही ट्रेजर को अपने ही खजाने को लूट ले तो उसके पास क्या बचेगा? He continued, I know you are hungry, but so is everyone else. Have patience, Esu. Soon these very seeds will feed not only you but all the villagers. So he was convincing his son not to eat and to save these seeds for you as well as for all the farmers, all the villagers of the village. Right? Hearing this, Esu bowed his head in silence. Moshe was extremely miserable to see his only child grow weak and thin every day. He poured half of his share of watery gruel into Esu's bowl, pretending not to be hungry. Means he was also not so happy that his son was also becoming so weak. But he was left with no option as he can't eat that seed and he can't provide the food right now. But he was saving that for the future. Okay. So students, today up to here only. On the next video we will continue. Okay, thank you.